just to caution you, the story I'm talking about is north of us here. This is still cemetery here in this direction, so Jesus would not have moved into Jerusalem this way. He's going to go farther to the north and come through that saddle. But this is the story related to that. As Jesus comes in, people begin to respond to the things we talked about before. And they're waving palm branches, which was a symbol of victory within Judaism of the first century. They were placing their garments on the ground so that Jesus was separated, the extraordinary from the ordinary soil. And they begin to vocalize. And not everyone is saying the same thing. We know that because the gospel writers record different things that people were saying on Palm Sunday or the Sunday of Triumphal Entry. But all of them are saying the same, have this in common. They're looking for a coronation. Let me give you the language. Matthew 21:9. Hosanna to the Son of David. Davidic kingship. Luke 19:38. Blessed is the King. That's overt. Mark 11:10. Blessed is the coming kingdom of our father David. Kingdom David. So the question is, where are they getting all of this royal language from? Why are they looking for a coronation? And I think it's because of a story that occurred in line of sight where Jesus is walking down the slope. Remember, if we organize our Bible geographically, we can bring stories together that otherwise we might not have thought of linking. So, where the city of David is, there is where a transition was going on between father and son, between David and Solomon. This is in 1 Kings chapter 1. And David was showing signs of mental instability. He had not clearly, apparently, appointed a successor. And so one of his oldest son, Adonijah, said, I'm going to go down into the Kidron Valley to the En Rogel Spring, and what I'm going to do is take some of Dad's advisors, and we're going to have a coronation. I'm going to advance the clock on this. And when word of that got back to Bathsheba, who had been promised that her son Solomon would be king, she went to David, and David very quickly animated a coronation service. And in 1 Kings chapter 1, 32 and 35, we read this: Solomon was placed on David's mule, led down to the base of the Kidron Valley, and was anointed king at the Gihon Spring. Dad, animal, down into the Kidron Valley, spring. That view reminded them of royal coronation. And what is Jesus doing? He got on an animal provided by his father. He was riding down the ridge in the direction of the Gihon Spring. What does it look like? Old Testament story, New Testament story coming together in the Kidron Valley, and they just go, this is that moment we've been waiting for. Where Jesus is going to, assume that role of king. Now, that celebration takes a really negative turn in the rest of the Passion history, right? Jesus certainly was the king, but he's mocked for being so, right? In the trials, he's being called on the carpet. How can you be a Jewish king? The plaque that's put above of his head, Jesus of Nazareth, King of the Jews, the unthinkable combination. It goes negative, but before it goes negative, we get this assertion in the storyline of Palm Sunday that Jesus is, in fact, that royal descendant of David who is going to be the K, capital K, king. And that language is being animated, I think, by what happened here before, the geographic region. That's one. Second